It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Humpty Dumpty Brewery. Now I haven't had a beer from Humpty Dumpty Brewery for a number of years, probably over a decade. So I'm excited to bring you today's beer. It's called Heavy Metal Mild. Quite an interesting name for the beer. I like a traditional mild, a dark mild. This is celebrating 200 years of bell ringing at St John the Baptist Church in Reedham. 3.7% ABV, 500 millilitre bottle. And it's not very often you see this on the side of a bottle. This real ale is a bottle. This real ale in a bottle is unpasteurised and contains live yeast. So basically, if you want to pour the yeast into the beer, give it a mix up in the bottom of the bottle, get it into your glass. I'll show you in a moment. But if not, you can leave it out. It's entirely up to you. I prefer to get it in. So essentially, when I called myself Real Ale Guide back in 2010, nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass. This is the sort of thing I was drinking. Essentially, I was kind of really into real ale back in the day. And I didn't really understand or didn't really know anything about craft beer back then. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It was the viewers, you guys watching, who were like, hey, you know there's this whole craft beer thing beginning to, I mean, it was a very early time for craft beer. The likes of Brewdog were still in tiny microbreweries. We'll get back to that in a moment. Beer in the glass. I prefer a head on the beer, I'll be honest with you. I prefer a head, but it's not necessarily like a guaranteed thing that the beer is going to be kind of average if the beer doesn't have a head. And this is the point of drinking with your eyes. I need to stop it too sometimes. It's very hazy, very sediment-like, dark brown looking liquid. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's not the most inviting looking liquid in the world, but it's all about the taste. The beer is available from our channel sponsor, beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe, the largest online beer store in the UK, with a fabulous range of beer from all over the world. If you like beer, if you've been on that magnificent holiday away, Germany, France, America, Spain, Portugal, and you want to find that beer back in the UK, best place to find it would be beersofeurope.co.uk. There's a link in the description box of the video. Let's get the aroma then on this beer. There's actually some nice chocolate malt aromas coming through here. Some nice roasted malt aromas coming through too. The aroma is actually far, far better than what the beer looks like. I much prefer to stick my nose into this than say Guinness, which is very synthetic these days, full of kind of glucose syrups, and this is proper beer here. You get the aroma of layers of malt, that kind of biscuity, that nuttiness, that roasted malt, that chocolate, that coffee, that caramel. The aroma's really good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That is absolutely fabulous beer. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. Why? It's 3.7% ABV. Quite low in terms of ABV, but it's jam-packed full of flavour. The beer starts off being really kind of, the mouthfeel is really refreshing, really drinkable, really refreshing, lovely, lovely kind of tasting beer. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. There's layers of flavour here. As I mentioned in the aroma, there's lots of layers of flavour from biscuity, digestive biscuits to loaves of brown bread to nuttiness to coffee to chocolate to caramel. There's a little bit of bitterness on the back end. There's a bit of plum and fig and prune from the hops they've used in the beer too. I would much prefer to drink this. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Again, don't judge it by the look of it. It doesn't look very good, but don't judge it by that. I'd much prefer to drink this than a £3 can of average supermarket hazy IPA. I picked this 10 times over it. Recently, right, here's the sediment bit. Let me talk about that a moment. I washed the beer around in the bottom of the bottle, got the sediment into the glass now, and now you can see the head retention. Now you can see the head retention, but for some of you may not like it too much. There's a lot of sediment in the bottom of the glass. But there's that head retention. This is pure beer. That is fantastic now with that little bit of, that kind of almost kind of estery, yeasty kind of fruitiness added to the beer. The beer's a little bit chalky now and a little bit dry. Beautiful beer. Recently on the channel I reviewed 3 cans of Hobgoblin together. You might have seen the video. Those 3 cans of Hobgoblin gave me the worst. I was in that cupboard there. There's my medicine cupboard. I was in that cupboard reaching for ibuprofen and paracetamol. I just needed to clear the headache. It's the glucose in the beer. Lots of these supermarket beers packed full of glucose and additives and all sorts of nasties that quite frankly give me a headache. The day later, I reviewed some pure British beer, a bit similar to this, bottle conditioned beer, and I reviewed a couple of German Oktoberfest beers. Again, the Reinheitsgebot, German purity law, it's pure beer. There's no additives, there's no glucose syrups and stuff. My point is, yesterday, no headache whatsoever. Today's point is that I could drink 10 pints of this, and it will not give me a headache. It will not give me a headache. But if I was to have, as I mentioned earlier, 3 cans of Hobgoblin, I know I'll be reaching for the medicine cupboard because of the glucose syrup in the beer, because of the junk that they add to the beer. Much prefer to be drinking this sort of thing, pure natural beer. The more I drink that, the more the beer's warming up, the more I'm enjoying it. Ignore the look of the beer. We're not drinking with our eyes, we're drinking with our mouth. That's one of the best miles I've had all year in 2025. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 beer from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.